So what is it? Ein, give it a rest, would ya?
Well, this is not an ordinary rat. Huh? Ein, keep it quiet.
So what could it be then?
Well, it's
A mystery space creature!
Huh?
Spooky! The attack of the horrible alien!
Well, yeah, that is possible, I suppose.
Welcome to Gimmicks, a podcast about the high-concept, experimental, structure-breaking gimmick episodes of TV, from musicals to noirs to an alien homage and parody. I'm Derek B. Gale, and who's with me today?
Stik Braxton, man. A very tall person.
I love it. Hey, Stik, if you were hunting an alien creature on your spaceship, what would be the life lesson you'd narrate to the audience while you were doing it?
If you see a stranger, follow them.
Good one. Good one. I mean, said by the only person who seems to not get bitten by the creature.
Hey,
so, I mean, I guess that works.
Smartest one of the bunch.
Guess it's good advice. We are talking about the classic anime Cowboy Bebop with session number 11 called Toys in the Attic. Real quick, if you are unfamiliar with Cowboy Bebop, it is a neo-noir space anime created by Hajime Yatate, which is the pseudonym for a number of folks at Sunrise Animation. Originally ran for 26 episodes on TV Tokyo in Japan in 1998, and then in America became the first anime to be aired on Cartoon Network's Adult Swim block in 2001. Follows the lives of a traveling bounty hunting crew and their smart corgi aboard a spaceship, the Bebop, as they go on adventures while looking for their next big score. Mixes elements of space opera, cyberpunk, noir, westerns, but always lots of comedy and wit along with it. And really worth noting, it's one of those things that I think even if you don't know anime, probably have heard of it because it has been lauded as one of the greatest animated televisions of all time. Has one of what's been regarded as one of the best English anime dubs of all time. Got an iconic performance from Steve Blum as Spike Spiegel. Whole bunch of anime dub all-stars. And it's really, I think, known as a major gateway into anime for a lot of Western viewers from that time as well. It's got an animated spin-off film in 2001. It had a really brief, big-budget live-action Netflix adaptation just last year that had a lot of discourse about it. But before we go any more deeply into it, Stik, what is your personal history with Cowboy Bebop?
So it's funny. I didn't get into Cowboy Bebop when it first aired because obviously I was like, 12 maybe? But I'm glad I didn't. I didn't get into it probably until like 2015, 2016. So I'm an adult at this point. You know, I've gone through some life experiences, and I'm glad I did because you can't really enjoy or appreciate the nuances and the pop culture references and the different things about Cowboy Bebop without having that type of life experience. And like the first time watching it, it instantly became my favorite anime of all time. It's a combination of everything.
Yeah, I see you've got a framed image of a print of Spike and Faye in the background there. So
it's an obsession.
That checks out. I get it. I didn't watch it when it first came out. I didn't really ever watch it much until now for this podcast, actually. And it's one of those things that I feel like I would catch it on Adult Swim in the middle of the night sometimes, but I mean, I'm kind of glad that I didn't really try to get into it because I definitely wouldn't have gotten it as a kid. And I don't think it was very appealing or even as a teenager. And I've had friends who were really into it, so I would sort of see it in passing. But even then, I've never been a super big anime guy myself, so something has to really catch my attention to get me into it. So I've always heard that it's really good and people love it, but I'm like, okay, I'm sure it's great, whatever.
Yeah.
So I'm kind of glad that you suggested this because I watched this episode and I loved it. And I've went back and I haven't watched everything yet, but I've watched like a chunk of the earlier episodes and it's like, oh yeah, okay. I see why everyone thinks this is one of the greatest shows of all time because it is. It's really good.
Yeah, man. It's so, and the thing, like you said, it's a gateway. Like anybody who, even if you've never like even approach anime, you can go into this and actually find different things that you would like about it.
Yeah.
And I think that's what makes it a really good anime.
Yeah, it's such a fascinating pastiche of like so many different genres. And I mean, it allows them, I guess, to do an episode like this that is sort of like an homage specifically, but it's and I guess I didn't know that. Like I kind of expected it to be more like kind of like what Firefly is, like, oh, it's a Western in space, because it is a little bit of that. And I'm like, wow, I think Firefly owes a lot to this show, but it's that, but it is also just so many other things, and also just very funny and very fun at the same time.
Absolutely, man.
So this episode in particular that we're talking about is kind of fun. The gimmick of it is like, in part, it's kind of a bottle episode, but the main thing is that it really is an homage to the 1979 film Alien, very specifically. It's very much like kind of that haunted house in space vibe. It's like this dark spaceship where there's something creeping through the corridors, picking off characters one by one. It's very different from, now that I've watched, you know, more of the show other than that, it's clear that it's so different from the rest of it, because like most other episodes, they're either kind of chasing bounties across space, there's like big action sequences, or it's exploring their backstories, and there's like deeper themes and ideas going on. This one has like literally none of that.
Stripped it all away.
Yeah. Like it all takes place in the interior of the ship. There's no other characters. It's like, there's not really any, like, they kind of even joke about it. Like there's no deeper like lessons or themes to it. It's just so straightforward. It's just a monster movie. I love it.
It's funny because like you said, you watch some of the early episodes, you've gotten to a point in those, up to those 10 episodes, like, oh, everything's happened. People like, you know, people are dying, and people are, you know, discovering their past and exploring the past. And then this episode happens and none of that happens. It is just, it plays on, it's supposed to be scary, but it's also like it plays on the comedy of it. And it has both elements of like tense moments and suspense, but then by the end of it, you're like, what was this for? It's amazing. It's
wild how the tonal shifts. It is like there's so much whiplash in this episode, but like in a very intentional good way. Like it really is legitimately creepy at a lot of points, and there's like way less music in it than there ever is in the show. Like there's a lot of points when like it'll just be ambient sounds, and it's just like the whirring of machinery in the background. Like it's so quiet and so creepy, but then like the stupidest thing will happen, or a character will say the dumbest thing imaginable, and it's like hysterically funny.
That's one thing that this show does well. It has a great balance. Like it never lets you hang on an emotion for too long. Like it'll play with you're tugging your heartstrings, but then when you're right about to cry, it must make you laugh, and then when you're about to make you laugh, it kills somebody. So it's like it's so many different things going on. It's like you can never take a break with the show. Like you can never get comfortable.
Right.
And so with this episode, it's like the one episode where it's like it becomes evident early on that you can't take this episode seriously. You know what I mean? And that's the beauty of it. It's almost like a soft reset for the rest of the series.
Yeah. Well, and I noticed, I haven't watched beyond this, but I know that right after this episode is like a 2-parter, and it sounds like it's a pretty significant one. So like, it kind of makes sense. Like and that's not an uncommon thing in TV, where you kind of have like a breather episode before intense shit starts happening. It's just so fun to me that like their version of a breather episode is like a horror movie.
It's, oh my God, man. It's just, because like, and you're right, because like that next episode is so heavy. Like those next 2 episodes are super heavy. And so like you just, like if you've been, like I had to binge watch the series. Like it's crazy to think that people actually had to, watch weekly. What an archaic thing now. Like,
I know, right?
It's such an archaic thing to think that we are watching things weekly. But I binge watched it because I bought all the DVDs, I collected them, and then so I'm watching. I'm like, oh man, what a funny episode! And then just the next episode, like, oh well, that took a turn. So like, it's just, I don't know, man. It's I can't say enough glowing things about the anime because I'll talk forever.
Yeah, yeah, of course. I mean, it's good.
4 cowboys, 4 bounty hunters, 4 hearts, 4 notes. Following a dusty trail of money, sin, and desperation. Living day to day, dreaming hour by hour. 4 beats, 4 parts of a movement. Mars to Venus, Callisto to Ganymede, bounty to bounty, and outlaw to outlaw. One ship, one crew, one destiny. Cowboy Bebop.
I think this episode too also kind of to me speaks to like, I know for forever, and it probably less so now, but for the longest time, like anytime there was like a standalone episode in a show, people are just like, oh, it's just filler, so it doesn't matter.
Mm-hmm.
And like sometimes filler can be bad, but this is one of those evidence where it's just like, this is by all accounts a filler episode. Like there's nothing important that happens in it. They even joke that like, yeah, everybody dies at the end, except not really. It doesn't matter.
Yeah.
They're all fine by the next one. It's filler, but like it's great. Like it's good. And it's a fun thing that only this show could really do in the way that it does, you know?
Absolutely. And I think too, though, especially anime does have like a bad rep of like having filler episodes. But I think the ones that get the biggest criticism is when it's a long form anime. So like, you know, Dragon Ball Z, over 200 episodes, and you can count 60 of them as filler. Like you could take that out and like this could have been shortened significantly. I think with like a 26 episode anime, there's room for a filler episode. Like, oh, this is just they're having a fun outing, or they're getting attacked by this random alien creature, and it doesn't bring things to a screeching halt.
Yeah,
you know what I mean?
That makes sense. Yeah, because it's like it's not like like this episode isn't because they're trying to pad out any particular story. It's very clearly like we felt like doing an alien homage, so we did it.
Exactly. Exactly. And that's beautiful, man. And like Cowboy Bebop does that with a bunch of other, you know, pop. In fact, this episode has a bunch of other homages in it that I'm sure we'll talk about. And it's just they're just so good at that, man. And like the show is progressive. Like there's a lot of things that this show did back in 99 that are just commonplace today. Right. You know what I'm saying? Or were taboo, or quote unquote taboo back then, and it would just act like it was a regular occurrence in the anime. And that's what I loved about it, man. It was just, I watched that in 2015, but it felt modern.
Yeah, I feel that way now too. I'm like, this really doesn't feel like I'm watching. I watched some 90s anime and I'm just like, oh, this feels very 90s.
Oh, it's oh my God.
Yeah. Yeah, and it's like, no, this really does feel like very, like, I mean, in the way that I think like cyberpunk and like kind of futuristic sci-fi should be, right? Like it should be pretty forward thinking. And I feel like this it seems like they really did kind of have the pulse on where culture would kind of be going in certain ways. Yeah, it's real cool. It's really cool. I don't really have a lot of like background on this episode, honestly, but I think what we were talking about kind of it's why it exists. They just wanted to do it and they wanted to have a fun breather episode ahead of time. So I normally dig a little bit deeper into like the making of the show, but there really isn't anything there isn't like an interesting story about this one, which I also think is kind of fun because again, it doesn't really need to have one. They just seemed like they wanted to have fun and they did.
It sounds like somebody was just like, they were smoking and they were like, you know what we should do? We should just do an homage to Alien. Oh, yeah, that was a good movie, wasn't it?
Right. Yeah. And it's always so funny to me whenever I see an anime like tackle something that was so like such a dominant thing like in Western culture. Like Alien was a very American movie and obviously was like a global hit and an international hit like overseas as well. Yeah. But it is so funny that like all of the references that they make are like very specifically like American things.
Yes.
And it works perfectly.
Yep. With seamlessly, like almost as if it was made in the West.
Right. Yeah. It's so funny. It's so funny. I'm just curious, kind of before we start digging into the episode itself. Do you watch this like the dub or the sub for this, or both?
So I've watched both, and this is one of the rare occasions where you could argue that the dub is just better. It's just, I mean, Steve, man, like, come on.
I know
he's a legend. But the other actors, man, they embody their characters. And so, and just to bring up the Netflix adaptation, those guys did a good job, you know, as far as bringing the characters to life on screen. But even that, it's like they still were missing some form of element of like their character. And so, yeah, dub is probably the way I would go. What did you think about the soundtrack? I know you didn't get the full effect of the soundtrack, but you've seen a few episodes. The soundtrack's amazing, man.
Yeah, it's incredible. The variety of music they have, even just the small sampling. Like there's episodes with like a lot of blues and episodes with like heavy metal in it as well. Like it's really wild. And just I didn't even realize like how much music plays a role in it. Like all the episode titles are some kind of play on music. Like this episode title is like a play on an Aerosmith album title.
Yep.
Which is so fun. Yeah, I think it's great. Which then when you get to this episode, it makes it even more apparent when there's such a minimal amount of music, except for the one time that there is music very, very clearly that we'll talk about. And I watched the dub for it as well. I mean, I knew that this was a highly regarded one. And I do remember watching a little bit of it in an Adult Swim, even though I didn't retain any of it. It's still sort of nice, like, a little bit of nostalgia for watching like half asleep anime at Adult Swim in the middle of the night sometimes. So it kind of gave me that vibes watching it again. And also like the whole main cast are like people that I loved on Digimon dubs. So it gave me a lot of good vibes from that too. So
love it.
It's great. They did good dub work on this for sure. Well, why don't we start digging into the episode itself? I really don't have any other background stuff, so why not get into it?
Let's do it.
I think it's time we blow this scene. Get everybody in the stuff together. Okay, 3, 2, 1, let's jam.
If you want to watch this along with us, it is available on Netflix for streaming in both Japanese and English, so you can watch it whatever way you prefer. The episode Toys in the Attic, the synopsis per IMDb is: a mysterious something is sneaking around the Bebop and biting the crew, leaving nasty purple welts. Eventually, Spike is the only one left and must prepare himself to save the ship. Spoiled a little too much of that episode, but sure.
Just a little bit, yeah.
The original air date for this one was May 15th, 1998 in Japan, and then October 8th, 2001 in the US. Remember when we had to wait like years for anime to be ported over here?
Oh my gosh, man. I'm telling you, it's funny because like Dante, like he's like, you used to have to wait weeks. I'm like, yes, we used to have to wait a week. I used to have to schedule, like make sure I'm in front of the TV on the right channel or I would miss it. And he just walks away like disgusted with me.
It's like, oh, so sad. The lives we used to lead. Having to wait for weeks for anything is like the new parents telling us they had to walk uphill in the snow to school.
Yeah,
like
we're the new Lou Pickles.
This episode was written by Michiko Yokote, who, in addition to writing 8 episodes of Cowboy Bebop, also has tons of writing credits in anime, like all over the place, including the ones that stuck out to me were Dot Hack Sign, Naruto, Bleach, and interestingly, like a number of Super Sentai series, including Deca Ranger, Magia Ranger, Goseiger, and Kira Major. So a lot of sort of ones up through 2020, actually. The English dub script was written by Mark Handler. He worked on dub scripts for every single episode of Cowboy Bebop. He also did the dubs for Tenchi Muyo, the Metropolis anime movie, and Astro Boy remake. He also has written a number of Transformers cartoons. He also wrote, kind of interesting tie to the Super Sentai series, he wrote a number of episodes of Power Rangers Samurai, Dino Charge, and Megaforce.
Nice.
Megaforce was adapted from Goseiger, Saiger, which Yokote wrote on Go Saiger. So there's like a Sentai and a Power Rangers connection in this very specific episode of Cowboy Bebop, which is sort of fun.
I like that.
Yeah. This was directed by Konihiro Mori, who, in addition to a few episodes of this show, also directed a couple of Gundam movies, Yuri on Ice, and most recently is working on the Netflix anime Yasuke, apparently. But for this episode itself, so it starts off right off the bat really interestingly, because it starts off actually with like the POV of the monster, which I love, as it's sort of crawling around like the vents of the ship. It almost like looks like it's live action footage. Like, I don't know if it actually is or not, but it looks like it.
I mean, they do a really good job of making it seem like we're right there.
Yeah.
I think what makes it cool too is they change the color. Like, it doesn't give you the color of the actual ship. It like changed to like a darkish red. And that makes it kind of like, it kind of gives you immediately the idea like, okay, this is something evil. Red is always, red is always played as the evil thing. So. And I think that's pretty cool.
Yeah, there's cool like warbly sound effect as it's going through too. Like, it's all very, very creepy and off-putting. The other interesting thing about this episode is that there's also like narration from the characters right before a character is about to get picked off basically by the monster or seemingly pick off. There's a narration from them with like some lesson that in theory is like the lesson of the episode, but then absolutely isn't. It's really them just calling out that this episode is meaningless. So for the first section, the lesson comes from Jet, whose lesson is
humans were meant to work and sweat to earn a living. Those that try to get rich quick or live at the expense of others all get divine retribution somewhere along the line. That's the lesson.
Which is ironic because they're bounty hunters.
Right.
So
Right.
It's like, are you immediately just calling yourself out before you even, you know what I mean? Like early in the episode.
Yeah. Like, I guess I deserve this. Yeah. So like the setup for this whole episode is that like everybody's bored basically because they have no bounties to chase. It's like in between episodes. There's nothing happening. So there's like shots of people just kind of sleeping and chilling out. Spike's like cooking kebabs with a flamethrower.
Amazing.
Which is love it.
It sounds good to call bounty hunting freelance work, but all that really means is that we're self-employed. So when there's no one to hunt, we have nothing. Nothing to do, nothing to live on. Well, that's all part of the life we've chosen. Our destiny, if you like. But when you're out of money, you start thinking about quick cash.
Jet and Faye are gambling until Jet like loses all his clothes, including his boxers, to Faye.
I like that gambling is still a thing, like in 2071.
Right.
I love it, and I love it because I feel like it's still traditional games of odds and evens with the same equipment. Like, they didn't update it at all. It's just the same stuff.
Yeah. They
still dice, still the little cup. Like, what?
The only thing that's different is that there's like Faye somehow has like an ankle like bracelet that affects the die somehow. I don't understand, but that
only cheating has improved apparently. Which is fantastic. I love that.
The only thing that's changed is cheating. Yes, I love that.
I love that Jet is also still a man of his word.
Yeah.
Snake eyes. Even.
Oh, no!
I'd actually prefer payment in cash. I'm not a pawn shop, you know. Well, Jet?
A man keeps his word.
Huh? He didn't have to do that, but he still went and took the boxes off, man.
Right. Like, what is she going to do with his boxers? Obviously nothing, but it's still, he said that he would give them to her, so he did. It's a great start to this episode. Oh, that's the other thing I didn't even think to mention, like, because this was the first one that I'd watched in years and barely even remember anything I did watch. You really don't need to know who these characters are at all for this episode to work. Like, I knew nobody's backstory. So if you're like listening to this and haven't watched the show, we don't have to get into who these people are because like you kind of get the basis of their personalities just in the little scenes that they get. You really don't need to know anything more about them. Like, which I think is a really cool way to do an episode like this because anyone could check into it and fully get it,
Exactly. It's they have a few of those. The thing about Cowboy Bebop, man, is each character does have like their own like mini arc, but they're so spread out that you can pop into an episode and kind of get a gauge of what's going on.
Right.
Like they have a lot of, most of the episodes are very standalone, and you can just pop in and be like, oh, okay, I see what her motivation is, or I see what his motivation is. And with this one, it's just like, nope.
Yeah.
No motivations. We're just we're bored on a ship. We have no bounties, so we're broke. So,
right. And you get plenty.
We can't go out.
Yeah, and you can get plenty of like character stuff from the way that they react to being bitten throughout it too. Like you don't need that ahead of time. Like you still get plenty of it in the episode, like as you're watching it. So yeah, so I mean, this is actually not a bad first episode to introduce people to if they don't watch the actual first one. But yeah, Jet doesn't have any clothes. I do like the brief bit when like Spike figures out that Faye was cheating, and he's like,
"You could at least give him his clothes back."
I'll rent them to him.
Greedy, aren't we?
It's all about that money, man.
I love it. But yeah, so since Jet is like cold and naked, he because he has no other clothes, I guess, he goes to the stock room to get a blanket because that's the only thing he can do. He notices that there's like a fridge in the stock room, and he's like, I don't remember there being a fridge there. That's weird. And then he gets like attacked and bitten by something mysterious.
It wasn't a rat, okay? Look at this. There's a weird mark on the back of my neck. Huh?
Well, that was a waste of time.
Spike? It happened near that old refrigerator.
Refrigerator?
Yeah, you got any ideas?
Maybe. There was a... No, can't remember.
And the crew is all like, well, obviously it was just a rat. Like you just got bit by a rat, but Jet really doesn't think so.
Can we talk about how there's also still rats on a ship?
Rats on a how did they get there? You're in space.
Like, I can understand if they were on a planet and they were running around, that's fine. But in the ship, just randomly in the ship.
Yeah. I love the aesthetic of this show. Like every ship is like so grimy and dirty and like cluttered. I'm just like, I guess that's probably realistic. Like we don't keep everything clean here on Earth. Why would we keep everything clean in space?
Also, who's visiting? No one's gonna come by and like, oh, I'm coming by the house. Like, you know what I'm saying? Just keep it how it is. We're fine.
Yeah. So the thing I love, Spike makes him this like herbal drink, like herbal medicine or whatever. It involves like a boiled dead lizard, which is like the alternative to a scorpion, apparently.
Yeah.
I love the bit where like he and Faye are just like complaining about how bad it smells. It smells like maggots and shit.
What is that awful smell?
Herbal medicine.
Herbal medicine? That swill? Smells like day-old roadkill soaked in sour milk and maggot juice.
More like rotten soybeans and turpentine.
Oh, yeah.
That's enough. I gotta drink this stuff.
And Jet's like, I mean, I have to drink it. Can you not describe it like that, please?
So you guys are making this 1,000% worse. It's already going to be bad. Mm-hmm. Just let me get through this.
Right.
I like how it's just crazy to think that it's 2071 and like there are no advancements. Like medicine is a scorpion or some type of lizard.
Yeah. Yeah.
And like old wives, old grandmas, like medicine remedies, and like what is going on?
Yeah.
Why isn't there why isn't there like some tablet you can just put on your tongue and then it's over?
It's so fun because it really does help give this show so many like Western vibes just in the details, even in episodes that aren't very Westerny.
Right.
It's just things have just sort of regressed so much for whatever reason while people have been split up amongst space. Like, yeah, it's just nobody. There's no, if there are technological advancements, these are not the people that would have them on their ship.
And it's just funny because like he, after this Jet, he passes out and they notice the purple mark. And so they had this weak medicine. They have rats on their ship, these grimy ships, but then they also have a scanner to be able to determine the disease it could be. I'm like, why do you have that but not anything better?
It's so wild. And like, it's Spike who's using it. And I'm like, you're not a doctor. Like you're not a genius in this, but you're sitting here like matching like scans of bacteria that you found in Jet's bite to a catalog of like Ebola and like cholera and shit. Like how and why?
He's got some kind of poison that's not on the database. I'm checking the file for some similar toxins. Cryptospalicium. No, that's not it. Cholera. Nope, it's not that. Ebola virus. Nope. Bifidobacterium. Not even close.
I was like, I guess, man. I guess this makes sense.
Sure.
Oh my God. Jed's face when it could have been cholera was hilarious.
Yeah. Yeah, because he's like passed out, but he's like semi-conscious, so like he's conscious enough to hear them talking about all the horrible diseases that he might have, and is just like happy that it's not any of those. Spike, Faye, and Ed, who just like pops in and just shows up and is just here now, literally just shows up because now there's like a disease on the ship, so it's interesting, I guess.
Yeah.
So what could it be then?
Well, it's
A mystery space creature! Spooky! The attack of the horrible alien!
Well, yeah, that is possible, I suppose.
So what else could it be but a horrible alien, huh? What?
Maybe it's something like a rat went through a mutation and it evolved and turned into some kind of unusual creature and secreted this new form of mysterious poison.
Oh, that's brilliant. Right up there with Ed's theory that it's a horrible alien. Really pitiful.
I mean, it could be a rat, or it could be like a mutant space alien, or it could be like a mutant rat. So they have no idea, basically.
Right.
The next section is Faye's lesson we get. Her lesson is
Survival of the fittest is the law of nature. We deceive or we are deceived. Thus we flourish or perish. Nothing good ever happened to me when I trusted others. That is the lesson.
like, all right, very nihilistic, but
Yeah, seriously. Like but to be fair, that is true to her character.
yeah,
But
for sure.
a weird time to bring the lesson up. Like, how is that relevant to
Right.
the current situation?
It's so bizarre. And it's also like, and it's funny because she says all this like badass, like, I don't need to trust anyone, like survival of the fittest. But the way she gets bit is like the most like typical like horror movie thing ever. Cause she's like, well, in the midst of like something biting this dude and like making him pass out, I guess I'll just take a bubble bath right now.
And have my leg out. Very, very Alfred Hitchcock setup here.
Right. Like, even if you don't believe that there's an alien monster or anything, like, there's still a rat who's out there biting people. Like,
Exactly.
I would still be a little bit nervous about that. So, yeah, she takes a bubble bath. Of course, the monster, whatever it is, we still haven't really seen it yet. Whatever it is pops out of the vent and bites her, too, and she freaks out. And it's actually very funny.
Do you remember that theory you had about a mutant creature, Spike?
Yeah?
What do you suppose happens if you're bitten by it?
I can't really say for sure until I catch one and examine it, but I can guess.
Death. No, please. Why did it have to be this way? I still have a lot to live for. I haven't committed any crimes. Well, at least no really bad ones. I'm still young and full of life.
Full of what?
Oh, life is so unfair, poor me.
Hey, come on. What's gotten into you?
Cause she doesn't like come out and like say like, hey Spike, I got attacked by a monster and bit. Like, it's like the most roundabout way imaginable. Like, if someone were to be bitten by this creature, what do you think might hypothetically happen to them or whatever? It's just like, just tell the dude. Come on.
Like, get to the point. Like, she's worried. Oh, I'm too young to die. I have so much to do. Like, well, now you have trust in people, apparently. It's like,
Right.
See how quickly that changed?
Yeah, like now you're asking for help, you know. But yeah, she passes out pretty quickly. Spike notices a purple mark on her leg, so he kind of gets the gist. Oh no, there's something here picking people off. And all of this stuff is like interspersed with like more shots of the monsters, like POV as it's sort of going through the vents. There's always nice, like all of these like ridiculous scenes are always kind of bookended with like some creepy bit of like creepy sounds in the background or a character just sort of noticing that it's unusually quiet or maybe they're being followed. Like it is really nicely the tone is always like really nicely established. So it always, whenever there's something ridiculous, it always still brings you right back to the creepiness no matter what.
I think too, because I think we're about to bring into the next point because Spike's about to start searching for it.
Yeah.
We did forget to bring the goodest boy, Ein. He knew something was wrong. And he was growling and what's called, but you know, it's a dog. So it's like,
right.
Oh, you're just growling at a rat. So it's like, whatever.
Yeah.
But it's just funny how it ends up being like, it's just funny how like the way they're getting picked off and who's left on the ship. It's Spike, who is not the smartest guy. Let's just be honest.
Yeah.
Ed, who doesn't really, she's just out of it. She doesn't care about anything. And then a dog.
yeah. It's so funny. Yeah, because it's like it's a small cast of characters, but like it is funny that like the two most capable people get picked off first, and then it's like Spike, Ed, and a dog like are the final three people.
Like a good fighter but a dummy, a kid, a hacker kid, and a dog.
Yeah.
Instead of the three adults being able to handle this.
Right. It's great.
It's hilarious.
And it works because that just makes it all like more dire, even though it's like not, even though the stakes aren't really that high, you know?
Right.
And the Ein thing I think is funny because that also it's such a horror movie thing, right? Of like the dog is barking at something and everybody's just ignoring it. Like, oh, well, just be quiet, you noisy dog. And it's like, if you just listened to the dog, you would have found the monster instantly and would have figured it out.
Exactly.
for the dog, for like knowing that the dog is like super smart, they don't really give Ein much credit any of the time, do they?
Like, it's so rare because like it's a big point in like one of the episodes, but you rarely see it happen. It's always small, subtle stuff.
Mm-hmm. So the next lesson comes from Ed, because Ed is out there searching for this creature now. Ed's is very quick. It's just like,
Lesson. If you see a stranger, follow him.
she literally just like wants to hang out with the space monster, I guess.
Ed is very peculiar.
Yep. I dig it.
Ed is very peculiar, but she brings a necessary energy to the group, only because like everybody else is like so serious and had like this very, very serious backstories, and Ed's just like, I'm just here vibing, just vibing with the crew. That's all.
I love it. It's great levity. And I think it's actually fascinating that she's not in this episode that much either, which I think is actually kind of fun because it's sort of like part of that means that it can be more creepy because she's not commenting on like any ridiculousness or anything, but also like that forces everyone else to be even funnier when she's not around in the moments where they do need comedy. So everyone ends up being a little bit heightened and everything.
And it definitely sets up like the final moments of the episode. And it's just like, of course, this is how this ends.
Of course.
It's perfect.
Not that I would have ever predicted it, but
right. Yeah, exactly. But yeah, so now Spike's searching for it. Actually, Spike tries to get Ed to help, and then Ed just runs off, and now Spike has to do it on his own.
Yeah. Because then like Ein gets split up from Ed. And Spike does eventually find Ein, but like this shocked me. It's actually that like viscerally like damaged me because you hear Ein like yelping off screen because the monster attacks Ein, and I'm like, oh my god, you can't kill the dog. What?
Dogs and children are like supposed to be off limits.
Right.
They're like, nope, gotta get the dog.
Yeah. Spoiler, Ein's totally fine. Ein is also just unconscious, but like it scared me for a minute there because it's like, what, this monster gonna eat the dog? I don't understand. But yeah, Ein also has a bite mark now and is unconscious, but Spike finds him and he gets like kind of attacked by the monster, but we still don't see. They play the great like alien thing, like where it takes a very long time for the monster to actually fully reveal itself because Spike only sees it through like these cool heat vision glasses that he has. So you're really only seeing just, it looks like a small moving mass, but it's also like through the thermal glasses. So it's not a good look, but it's all very creepy. Like I think it's really effectively done.
It's a great tone setter. And just, again, it's not music. It's more like just creepy undertoning of music. It's like just like a build up, you know what I'm saying? It's like a hum almost.
Hey, hang in there. Where's Ed? I can't believe they got you. Where are your animal instincts? Huh?
And it builds up to like that big reveal and then the big chase. You know what I'm saying? So, and even then, once you see the monster, and first of all, it's a blob, which is crazy, by the way.
Crazy.
It's not even a huge blob. It's just a small blob. So that's insane. But you know, they had to stand off and Spike runs. So he's like, oh my God, he's going to get caught. And then he just falls down the ladder. So like, it's again, comedy. Like they just cut it real quick. You know, I think it's effective, man.
Yeah, it's so like anticlimactic, but like in a way that it's just like it ends up being like a tension reliever. It's just like you're building up to like a horror moment, and it's just like, oh, he doesn't even get a cool action moment. He just falls. All right,
Yeah.
never mind. But he escapes, so I guess that's good.
Also, like that he wrapped up like wrapped up iron in bandages.
It's so cute.
I was like, good for you, Spike. You
Yeah.
do like dogs. Knock it off.
It's so cute. Yeah. But then like, so he eventually finally recognizes like, oh, I'm in a horror monster movie. I got to do something about this. So
Right.
we get a whole like montage of him like arming himself with like guns and a flamethrower and like gas grenades. Like it's great.
That's an homage to Commando.
Oh, I didn't even catch that.
Yeah.
Nice.
Homage to Arnold Schwarzenegger's Commando, man.
Word. Yeah. Oh, I love it. That's so fun. He sets the autopilot to land on Mars, which is basically their get out of jail free card for the end of the episode. So you could just be like, well, that's how they get out of this by the end of it.
Yeah.
And they're literally cruising on Route 66 too, which I think is hilarious that they.
That's sweet, right?
Yeah, they name first of all that they name routes in space. Like you could go anywhere, but you're following a route, I guess. And the fact that it's Route 66, that's so funny. But yeah, so like he's armed to the tooth and he's searching the ship. He finds Ed's like tracking device, I guess is what it was. So he's just like, well, I guess that means that Ed has been got by the creature too. So he figures that he's the only one left. There's some creepiness while he's kind of looking for it. He does eventually come upon it, and that's when we get like a very clear look at the little slime monster blob. And it really is just a little slime monster blob. It's just a little guy.
What was your reaction to it when you first saw it?
I was like, this rules. Because it's like, by this point, I feel like the vibe is pretty clear that it's not taking itself too seriously.
Yeah.
And I think to have an actual like legitimately scary monster, I think would kind of honestly undercut it a little bit. But what I think is really genius about it is that like you first see it and it's just like, this is hilarious and how dumb it is that it's a little tiny monster. But then the way that it moves is so beautifully animated that it actually kind of circles back to being kind of scary again. Because it's like, oh, this thing is unpredictable. Like, I don't know what I would do in this situation if I was facing this thing.
Yeah. Unpredictable and very like shifty, you know, agile, being able to move and like change its like shape and stuff. So yeah. And just the crazy thing is that the term bite is like weird in this episode.
Yeah.
Because there's no mouth.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? It's like,
what is it
there's
doing?
no mouth. So like, what is it really doing to them?
Yeah. It's that which makes it creepier, like the unknown of it. It's like, what?
Yeah, exactly.
Oh, the other thing too, I think it also feels intentional that like, even though it is just a little slime monster blob, it is like dark black and has like a shiny sheen to it in the same way that the xenomorphs do in Alien. So it's like they still get that connection, even though it's a radically different type of monster.
Yeah.
So we got a really fun action sequence where like Spike gets to use all the shit that he's armed with. So there's like a cool ass like net gun that he shoots at the alien. He throws gas grenades at it and then like runs out of the room and seals it down. But then like, he wants to light a cigarette, but he doesn't have a lighter, and he like tries to use his flamethrower, but it like chars it to bits. So I feel like he's just like, well, I guess I'll go back into the room to see if my lighter's in there.
That's hilarious. That flamethrower has not been like his best friend this episode.
No.
Overcooking food, can't light a cigarette. Like it's just like, it only becomes like helpful like in the next moment.
Yeah, because he goes back into that room only for the creature to fly out at him once again. He tries shooting at him with a gun, which is like, you're never going to hit that thing. It moves too fast, man. And that's when he finally is like, I guess I can use the flamethrower like they do in the movie Alien.
Yeah.
So he does get it. He's actually able to like scorch the thing and knock it out. But what I love is like the big reveal in this is because he smells the creature being scorched and it like reminds him of food. And then that jogs his memory of like where the creature actually came from. I knew that there was something with the fridge, but I like didn't see the extent of it coming. Yeah. Because we get this like, it's so funny because it's so dramatically played, like this dramatic revelation that he's having.
That was when I remembered everything. It was 1 year ago. I had gotten a hold of a real Ganymede rock lobster. I hid it in the fridge in the stockroom so no one else would eat it. but I had forgotten about it and left it there for a whole year. I wonder what it looks like in there now.
It's like, oh God, this is where this is going.
It's that moment that the episode has finally jumped the shark. It's just like we're just jumping the shark. It's like this is what this all has been leading up to, and I think it's absolutely fantastic.
It's brilliant because here's the thing: there's a real horror to what's going on when he because he goes to check on the fridge because he's like, oh God, I think I know what's going on and I don't want to know, but I have to know. And he opens the fridge up, not even all the way, just slightly. And there's this disgusting environment of horrible fungus growing in it. And he just shuts it immediately, is almost about to throw up. And that's so real.
Gordon Ramsay would have been disgusted.
I felt that because I've when you discover that food that you wanted to eat is moldy, it's the worst thing in the world. It's there have been times I feel in my life when they're potatoes that literally have maggots on them because they were just too far in the back. And it there's nothing worse than that. I've had nightmares about that. And so as ridiculous and hilarious as this is to be the revelation of the episode, it's also legitimately horrifying at the same time.
It's a painful thing when you think you have food that you can eat but you can't because you forgot about it. I also think it's funny because it just plays on Spike's selfishness because he got that lobster and the reason that he hid it is because he didn't want anyone else to have it. Right. So I think it's funny how that came back to bite him in the ass. I think it's hilarious.
Yeah, it really is kind of his just desserts in this episode. Yeah. I guess if there is a lesson, which there isn't, there intentionally isn't, but if there is, it's that everybody gets bit, right, I guess kind of either in a moment as a result of, or reflective of retribution for their attitudes in the past, I guess, or something that they've done. Everybody's sort of character flaw or how they view themselves is the lesson that they come up with just before they get bit. And with Spike, it's his selfishness that caused this entire ordeal in the first place.
Oh my God. But to his credit, he does immediately try to fix the situation, even though everybody's already been bit at this point.
Right. Oh my God, it's so funny though. That I also have felt that too, where it's just oh, there's mold in my fridge. Well, I guess I've just got to throw out the entire fridge. There's that. There's no lost cause. Can't.
Listen, I feel him on that. If something gets too dirty, I'm listen, let's just cut my losses and we'll start over fresh. Right. I am 100% that person.
Exactly. I love it. It's so good. So he's just I'm going to throw this out of the airlock immediately. I have to. So he deactivates the artificial gravity. He tries to get it towards the airlock, but before he can open the door, of course, it's a horror movie. You got to have your last alien attack sequence, right? So the creature returns and attacks him. It gets him on the arm, but luckily before he fully passes out, he is able to open the airlock, push the fridge into open space. And that's when we get the best sequence of this episode. First of all, Spike's lesson that he narrates at the end of his is that
So that's the story. And what was the real lesson? Don't leave things in the fridge.
He's right.
A+, 10 out of 10.
He's right.
It's true. I mean, that's the point of the episode ultimately.
Of all the lessons, that's the one I can apply immediately.
Right. All the other ones, they're talking all this existential stuff and how to live your life. And Spike's don't leave things in the fridge, dumbass. That's a good point. Maybe I should clean out my fridge now, literally right now. Okay.
Right now. Let me see what's in here.
Yeah. Oh God, it's amazing. So the whole rest of this episode, which is only a couple minutes left, it's scored to Tchaikovsky's Waltz of the Flowers, which is known from the Nutcracker, this classical, beautiful piece. And it's this homage to 2001: A Space Odyssey, because this classical music is playing as the fridge, this toxic fridge, is drifting in open space. for whatever reason, it just starts releasing like these beautiful, colorful, sparkling trail behind it, and it's spinning, and it's just beautiful.
And it's so like, I know it's an homage, but it's so random. Like,
Yeah.
you know, it's just so random, like the sparkles and then the beautiful music. And you're like, this is just a weird like combination of things right now.
Yeah.
And you're thinking to yourself, like, all right, there's no way this can get any weirder.
Oh my God, dude. Right? Because the final resolution, because the monster wasn't on the fridge when it got sent out. The monster is still on the ship somewhere. Where the monster shows up is where Ed is. And Ed, who apparently wasn't bitten, she was just taking a nap this entire time. So she's just floating around asleep in anti-gravity. The creature shows up, and in like a half asleep daze, she's like,
More pudding. Ow. No, I can't eat anymore.
and grabs it and eats it and falls back asleep.
Scene.
What the fuck? Like,
if there was ever a moment where you're like, maybe it does have like an effect on the rest of the series, that end right there. Like there's no like there's so many ramifications. How can she just eat it without any type of like repercussions?
is she like invulnerable? Like, is she like a superhuman or like, I don't understand. I guess ultimately the creature was grown from food. Maybe this is just the evolution of that lobster. So maybe it is edible, I guess.
So Spike was kind of right. It was a mutant type of animal mutation.
I guess so.
There it is.
Good God. Good God.
I think that, you know what the episode did really well too is that you just make the assumption that Ed got bit.
Mm-hmm.
Like you never see
question
her
it
after a certain point, and you're like, oh man, they got Ed too.
Mm-hmm.
But then like she just shows up perfectly fine, just taking a nice little nap.
Yeah.
And being the hero that she is.
Yeah, it's great. She doesn't even have to try, and she's the hero of the episode. It's great.
I love it. I
Yeah.
love it.
And then the rest of it is just they continue the little montage with that classical music song. You see everyone just kind of floating in anti-gravity, unconscious, like everyone is unconscious. And that's just how it ends. And instead of "See you, Space Cowboy," which is the text that's displayed at the end of pretty much every episode, it just says "the end," which is the perfect capper. This is what I have to say. If you're watching it on Netflix will just like autoplay it to the next episode. You have to keep it to watch credits, because after the credits, they have like the kind of the coming on, like the next episode teaser for it. And that's also hysterical because that teaser is narrated by Ed.
And so they all passed away, everyone. It was a short series, but thanks for your support. That was the last episode. May they all rest in peace. Amen. And for the next series, we bring you Cowgirl Ed. Ed is the main character.
Hey, wait a minute.
What kind of selfish thing is that?
Next episode, Jupiter Jazz Part 1.
There really is a next episode.
Everyone died. So sad. Rest in peace. The show is officially over. This was the last episode. And everyone else is like, wait, no, that's a lie. There is a next episode. It's going to be fine.
That's funny.
It's so
I
absurd.
just love how self-aware and funny they are with each other, like with the crew and just the episode itself. It was just front to end just hilarious how they encapsulated everything together.
Yeah, it's great. I mean, it's the perfect capper because it's sort of like yeah, again, if they're going to do this like very direct homage that has like no impact on the show at all, then like go full bore with it, man. Like embrace it and tell the audience like, yeah, we know this was stupid. It's fine. We know, whatever. you know they'll be fine by the next one.
We'll see you next week. Don't worry about it.
Right. Oh my God. It's so funny. It's so funny. I also read, I actually have seen a little bit of Space Dandy, but I read that this like the fridge and the fridge monster have like a cameo in that show.
Yeah. It comes, I think it's like around episode 7 or 8 or something. And it just shows up in the beginning. I'm like, oh, that's hilarious.
It's so funny. Like it's still out there.
Yeah, man. Still causing havoc.
Yeah. I was looking to see in my notes, and they're the only other like direct reference. There's plenty of like shots and stuff like the alien, like the alien, or the fridge, I guess, rather, getting ejected out of the airlock is right out of Alien. The monster climbing through ventilation shafts, just like the xenomorph in Alien. So lots of direct nods. I think the motion tracker Spike uses is also like they use a similar thing in Alien as well. So a lot of subtle references, but also like I didn't pick up on this when I first watched it, but because I thought that this was a normal thing. But the opening monologue that Jet has, where he's like, "Space travel log 0968," that's not a thing that they do in the show normally. So it's very deliberately like a Star Trek reference.
Exactly. Yep.
That's so funny. I think there's even like sound effects on the ship that sound like Star Trek in this episode that aren't normally there, like some beeping and stuff. But God, it's so fun. It's so fun. Anything else about this wacky episode?
It's just again, if it's one of those ones where like when Halloween comes around, it's one of the ones I throw on.
Oh, it's so
because
good.
because it's like it's got the creepy elements, but it's also just a fun, quick 30-minute watch of like hilarity.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
Yeah, man, I'm definitely, I mean, this definitely got me to, I'm going to finish the show because I love it. And this episode is just, it's exactly the kind of thing that I like on this podcast too. Because again, it is a thing that like you could pull it out of the show and it makes no difference. But the fact that it's there, I think weirdly, imbues so much character on the show because it's sort of like, yeah, this is the kind of show that can do that amongst everything else. And just being able to kind of hang out with the characters in this sort of almost out of this world sort of story that doesn't fit in with anything else that they normally do. It's just fun to do that. And you even kind of learn a little bit more about them just through how they react to basically being in a completely different genre for an episode, you know? Yeah.
I think it, for an episode that doesn't have any impact on the show, I think it does have it shows you the personality of each character. And I'm glad that this episode got you to actually watch the rest of them.
Yeah.
And I can't wait to hear what you think about the anime, man, because I think you'll like it. I think you'll end up liking it. I think it'll be something that maybe, you'll revisit like every now and again, just watch an episode. I think there's a few episodes that you will really love, actually.
Nice.
Because if you think this one was hilarious, oh my gosh, man.
I can't wait.
There's like two more that are just like ridiculously stupid, like absurd, and it's amazing, man.
Oh God, I can't wait. It's so good. Well, any other closing thoughts or anything before we transition out?
Nah, man. Just watch. If you've never watched an anime, man, if you've never watched an anime or you want to get into anime, I would suggest watching Cowboy Bebop. It's one of those ones where if you're a fan of noir, if you're a fan of space, if you're a fan of opera, if you're a fan of action sequences, if you're a fan of tight character development, any of those different things, it's all here.
Yeah. And there's so much Western influence on it that I think it's probably for someone who has no experience with like Japanese culture at all or anything, or has mostly only watched like American type things, I think it makes it a lot easier because you can really see what they're referencing in this show, very specific, like this episode in particular. So
exactly. But don't watch the Netflix adaptation, please.
Okay, good to know.
Do not do that. Thank you.
Well, if anyone wants to find you and all the stuff you're working on, where can they find you on the internet, Stik?
Let's just do the Instagram, man. Instagram, I am at Stik around 54. That's STIK around 54.
Nice. Any podcasts or anything you want to plug?
Oh man, the Clueless Vino podcast, man. I'm gonna start recording again soon. I want you on there, actually.
Sure, yeah, I'd be down.
I want you on there, man. The Clueless Vino podcast. You can find that at Instagram on the Clueless Vino podcast. And I just started a new podcast with my co-host Keem, the Two Tall Boys podcast, TOO Tall Boys with the Z podcast. Follow us there, man. We just recorded our first episode. We're gonna talk about a lot of things.
Nice.
A lot of things.
Nice. I dig it. Well, you can find me on Twitter at Derek B. Gale or on my other podcasts, Walloping Web Snappers, a Spider-Man podcast, which does deep dives into every Spider-Man cartoon ever made, and Falling with Style, an ongoing Pixar movie marathon, monthly podcast that dives into every Pixar film chronologically. You Follow this podcast at Gimmicks Pod on Twitter and Instagram for some extra goodies. And you can email me your questions, feedback, and corrections to gimmickspodcast@gmail.com. Please rate, review, and subscribe to this podcast on all your podcast platforms. And until next time, friends, keep being weird.
愛してたと嘆くにはあまりにも時は過ぎてしまったまだ心のほころびを癒せぬまま風が吹いてる一つの目で明日を見て一つの目で昨日を見つめてる君の愛のゆりかごでもう一度安らかに眠れたら乾いた瞳で誰か泣いてくれ知りたいだけ泥の川に浸かった人生も悪くはない一度きりで終わるなら
Well, that was a waste of time.